So what are your key performance indicators for choosing the right person to hire? That's a great question. So the most important thing for me is passion. If I interview somebody and it feels like they're interviewing for a job, it's not going to work out because I want somebody to do what they love doing. And for example, in Silicon Valley, the difference between an average engineer, software programmer, and a great software programmer or engineer is literally 10x in performance. It's amazing because they love doing what they're doing. They see it as a puzzle. And I used to be like that as well. I was kind of a brain on a stick, or a stick at least. You got to enjoy doing what you're doing. And if I sense that the person doesn't enjoy the job, then they're going to be miserable at work. And one bad apple destroys a whole darn bunch. They'll make everybody else miserable as well. So number one is passion. They have to absolutely love doing what they're doing. Number two, can they get along with everybody in your company? And I usually don't hire somebody until everybody in my firm has interviewed them at least 3 times. And I usually wait 6 months anyway and have them working kind of part-time or on contract or a side hustle while they work for somebody else. And I make sure to interview people in different settings: breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, going for a walk like Steve Jobs used to do with Larry Ellison all the time. And also in more of a corporate environment and a coffee shop as well, in all hours of the day. So you can see them from a 360-degree perspective, because you got to hire slowly. And I hate to say this, but fire quickly. Because every time you let somebody go, you're helping them too. I know it sounds messed up, and I've been let go before as well. You're helping them because that might not be their passion. It's true. And you look back years from now and say, I'm glad I was let go. And the other person will be as well happy that they let that person go. You got to hire slowly and fire quickly. Aside from passion, it all depends. Like if it's one of my startups, I look for somebody that's incredibly skilled in a certain domain, like programming, for example. I don't hire people in startups that don't have experience, because you got to be a jack of all trades and hit the ground running. So anyway, those are my humble thoughts on KPIs, so to speak, in terms of what to look for. And when people give me references, I never call them, because it's so ridiculous. Because you're controlling who, your boss is going to be calling. It's like me saying, I really want this job. I want you to call my mom and my dad, my brother Jamie, Katie, Elizabeth, my sisters. They'll all say great things. So what I actually do is I do a ton of channel checks by calling people that know them. And you can do it on LinkedIn. Just find second degree connections and find a way to ask people. And when you get older, you're a little bit different when you give feedback. So when you were a kid, when I was a kid, if somebody asked me, what do you think of this person? You might say, oh, I don't like that person. Like, people are pretty transparent, a little too transparent. But when you get older, when somebody asks your opinion on a person, if you don't say something positive, like you say, yeah, I know that person, take that as a negative. You can read between the lines. So I do my own reference checks with my own contacts. Yeah. So that's the last KPI I guess I use, so to speak.